All right, let's go on the record. Decision phase, October 25th, 2012, Dale M. Wallace and Jennifer Houston, JEH Cuisines, LLC, trading as Zella's Pizzeria, 1143 to 45 Holland Street. There are several violations. Ms. Houston, co-licensee, is here today. Excuse me. She admitted to the 4.18 charge and the 10301J1 charge. Indicates that she can pay the taxes tomorrow. Owes $2,265.73. We'll deal with that first. Under 10301J1, the board could have already suspended your license without a hearing. Could have just come and taken it. But they didn't. They gave you a chance to come in here and talk to us. You haven't paid your taxes. That's why we asked you early on. Maybe you should get an attorney. Maybe you would have paid your taxes and brought us a receipt today showing that it was in. I understand you're saying you can't pay it to tomorrow. But what we have to do in this case under 10301J1 is to order the license immediately suspended. And as soon as you bring us a receipt for those personal property taxes, it's immediately unsuspended. So indeed you can pay it tomorrow. It's just going to cost you a night. You admitted the 4.18 charge that you are not in good standing with Maryland Department of Assessments and Taxation. And you would be if you didn't pay your personal property taxes. That would naturally occur. You need to submit us, we're finding you guilty of the 4.18, you'll need to submit us a copy of your certificate of good standing. It can be printed off the internet within 30 days. There's also a $250 fine associated with that charge. Finally, we get to the 3.12 charge, which quite frankly is shocking. We've heard your mitigating testimony about the stress that you were under, about the fact you've lived an exemplary life. But it's completely antisocial, and we do hold bar owners and license holders to higher standards than somebody at the bus stop. You don't pick up a glass inside a crowded restaurant and throw it at another person and, in fact, hit an innocent person and put her in the hospital. It's wrong under any circumstances, no matter what stress. Even if, yes, no matter, I can't really think, unless you were being directly attacked, your body, your person was being attacked, that there's any excuse for that. I mean, honestly, we heard from Officer Chris Oliver, whose report was factually based. It was clear what happened. You never really contradicted that police report. You simply, quite frankly, added to it. The irony was that in the 15, 20 minutes that you've spoken, that you've testified for us, you spent 10 to 15 of them telling us about the burnt pizza and the bad employee. And only the last 5 minutes telling us about the accident, or I'm sorry, the action that brought you here. You have never had any problems other than tax problems before the liquor board, and we appreciate that. However, it's clear by a preponderance of the evidence, and then some, that you avoided disturbing the safety, peace, quiet, and welfare of the community on that evening. You caused the disturbance of the peace that night by throwing that glass. And you had an option, and you know your options. If someone comes in and starts beating on your employee, on an employee of yours, you're going to call the police, right? Right. If somebody comes into your restaurant who's now an ex-employee and is fired and refuses to leave, you call the same number. You call the police. They defuse the situation. If she returns, she's arrested for trespassing. So, honestly, but for what you told us about the situation and the stress and the fact that this is not your typical behavior, you would be looking at revocation of your license right here for what you did. The board is not going to do that. The board is going to suspend your premises for 30 days. Your liquor license is suspended for 30 days from January 1st to January 31st, 2013. You have the right to file and seek judicial review of our opinion, of our administrative decision with the Circuit Court for Baltimore City. We will stay the suspension if the Circuit Court, if you file an appeal with the Circuit Court, then you won't have to be suspended January 1st till 31st, but you might face that 30-day suspension if your appeal is not successful. Okay. Okay, it's $250 plus a $125 administrative hearing fee for $375. The license is immediately suspended. The license will be activated again as soon as we get that receipt that your personal property taxes are paid, and you've indicated that you may be able to do that as early as tomorrow. After that, unless you file an appeal, you will be closed from January 1 and reopening on January 31, 2013. All right? Thank you very much. We're off the record.